iPhone mic. Stereo.
Well, it looks like I'm narrowing my apps down to 3 apps, which is Just Press Record, Recorder HQ, and Video Cam. It depends on which app I'd like to use at the time. Some videos I may want footage, some videos I don't want footage. If I do want any footage in the videos, I'll need someone like a support worker to help me get the footage. Otherwise, I'm on my own with these videos, which is okay with me. I guess depending on why I'm doing the recording, how long I plan to do the recording, I think my best bet is to sometimes use Recorder HQ for recordings and other times use Just Press Record, because that way I can do whatever I want to do with the recording. So if I know I'm time restricted, I can use Just Press Recording. And I believe I can pause a recording and lock my phone without leaving the app. Or will that not work either? I haven't tested that out yet. So if I do a recording in Just Press Record and then I pause the recording and lock my phone, if I come back to the app later from the lock screen directly, will that work out? Or will it be the same as pressing pause and then leaving the app open in the background? You know, if I press the home screen and then the home button to go to the home screen and I lock my phone, the app will be closed down but not in the background, you know, like I won't have totally closed the app. Because if you use App Switcher, you can totally close off the app entirely so that it's not even running in the background. Well, I am not doing that because I know if you do, that will terminate everything in the app until you start it up again, and that's not what I want. What I want to do is be able to leave the app in the background and come back to it later to where it left off. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, no matter, whatever. I want to show you this other app that I like using. It's called Simple Radio. And the good thing with this app is you don't need to subscribe just to listen to the radio. It is a bit crappy in that you can't get every single radio station on the planet, but if you download TuneIn Radio, you've literally got to subscribe every month. You got to pay for a subscription each month just to use any old radio station on the internet. I mean, why would I do that? Like, why? You know, when I can just get a simple app that I don't need to subscribe. And I think, let me go into this app.
Recorder.
I'm going
WhatsApp.
into the app now. Simple Radio.
Page. Recorder. Just press record. Simple Radio. Simple Radio. Edit. Button. Favorites. Sleep timer. Button.
So there is a sleep timer that I don't use.
Button. Stopping in 0 hours, 0 minutes. Official merchandising store. Stop button.
I wonder if I double tap the button.
River 94.9. Stopped. Play. Button. Upgrade. GoPro now and upgrade. GoPro now and enjoy an ad-free experience.
What's
Upgrade.
upgrade?
Dim. Button. GoPro. River 94.9. Nova 100. El Nuvo Sol 106.7. Open. Dimmed. Official. Open. El Nuvo Sol 106. Open. Stop button. Sleep timer. Favorite. Sleep button. Stopping in 0 hours. Open. Nova. River 94.9. Nova 106.9. FM 106.9 Middle. Brisbane. Nova 106.9. FM 106.9 Middle. Brisbane.
So I'm playing the radio now. I can either play it on my phone, like I'm doing now, and I've double tapped with two fingers to stop the radio. I can either play it on my phone, or I can I can turn on my Bluetooth speaker and use that to play this radio.
Battle. Close advertisement. Button.
What the H is the deal on Honda CR-V?
So then I can go
Right
to
now, you
another
can pick
radio
one up for
station.
just $29,990 drive away with free 7-year warranty and more. Search Honda offers for 1H in deal today. Ends December 31. Legal stuff apply.
River 94.9, FM 94.9,
I'm
Middle Dock,
changing
Brisbane.
over to River
Celebrating
949.
Christmas and the New Year in a very big way. Imagine starting 2020 in one of our stylish retirement villages and no ongoing weekly service charges for 12 months. Just move in and enjoy your new lifestyle. Prices start from $170,000. Be quick. Visit oaktreegroup.com.au. T's and C's apply.
App switcher. Record.
I've just closed off that
Extras
radio
folder.
app.
6 apps. Be my.
Oh, my throat is really playing up on me today. Ugh. Yeah, I actually thought when I did a bit of a check of this radio jukebox tab in the app, I thought you could change your region to anywhere in the, not your actual location services, but like, I thought you could select different regions in the app to listen to different radio stations all over the world, and I can't remember how I got to it. I think you go to jukebox and then you go to whatever region for different radio stations, I believe. I might do that now.
Page, dock, page,
Go
record,
back
just
into
press
Simple
Simple Radio.
Radio.
Simple Radio, edit, button.
Now, when I'm playing the radio stations, it's literally the same as buying a radio player thing and actually playing it, which is pretty freaking good, you know. So it plays a live radio station, which is good.
Selected, favorite, jukebox, tab, selected. Pop, picker up, play big, play, rhythm, selected, remove from favorites, stopped, favorites, search, selected, juke, search, tab, 2 of 3.
God.
Jukebox, heading, search, tab, 2 of 3,
Actually, I
selected,
might
search,
have a look.
recommended
I'm
rate,
gonna
search,
type
search field,
4BC.
search field, is search field,
I'm sure you can search for radio stations anywhere in the world using this app.
letters,
Is it 4BC or NBC? Oh no, I forget. Bloody forget. 4BC. No, not 4BC.
delete,
Jesus, what's this fucking radio service called?
2,
I'm just going to type in
letters.
world service.
W,
World,
E, D, E, R, L,
world
world, S,
service.
R, V, I, C, E,
World
search,
service.
search, PPR, Sirius X, BBC World, open, BBC World Service, Middle Dot London, United Kingdom.
That's what I wanted. BBC World Service, that's what I wanted. So you can play any radio station from all over the world.
BBC World Service, Middle Dot London, United Kingdom. Open, BBC World, Sirius XM, BBC, VPR, BBC World Service, WVPS.
May 1977, a piece of cinema history was released in the US.
Battle,
The first ever
close
Star Wars
advertisement,
film.
advertisement.
By the time it
Favorites,
reached the
play,
UK at
crash the
Christmas the
favorites,
same year,
button.
it was already a
Selected,
phenomenon.
remove from BBC World
Okay.
Service, play, World Service, heading,
Starting
So
World
then
Police
if
say
I
to carry
type...
this. Police say everyone should carry this new safety device that protects against attackers.
What's this?
World Service, Police say, open, dimmed, button, BBC World Service, Sirius XM, BBC, VPR, Sirius XM, Radio Pakistan, World Service, Islamabad, Pakistan.
Oh, they've got all these world radio stations.
RFI English Service, FOV5, FOV World,
Okay.
Australian weather forecasting, current conditions and historical weather.
Oh.
Open, dimmed, WR, Kate, R, by, pass. Police say to carry this, selected, search, favorites, tab, 1 of, World Service, heading. Search field, is editing, world, clear text, button,
Oh, okay.
clear delete,
If I type in
Yes.
sleep
L, E, P, sleep,
radio,
E, R, A, D, I,
oh, you can search for any
Search.
radio on Earth.
search,
Okay.
Radio Art, Calm Radio, Sleep Radio, Dear Over, New Zealand.
I'm
Sleep
just
radio,
going
Dear
to
Over,
check
New Zealand.
something. Oh, okay.
Close advertisement, button,
Close
Simple
advertisement.
Radio. Dock, phone, pay, recorder HQ.
Fucking crashed.
Just press Simple Radio,
Crashed on me.
Simple Radio, edit, button, favorite, sleep, search, tab, 2 of 3, Selected.
Alright, let me
Search.
do this
Tab.
again.
2 of 3. Search. Search field. Search field. Search field.
Damn
Is editing.
app, stop
Search.
doing
Character
this
mode.
shit.
Insert. Cat set.
It just
Cat.
crashes.
Cat S. L. E. E. P.
I double tapped on close advertisement and
C.
it totally
E.
crashed out
R.
of the app.
A. D. I. O.
Damn,
Search.
that
Search.
sucks.
Radio Art, Sleep, Athens, Calm Radio, Sleep Radio, Dear Calm Radio, Sleep, Markham, on, Canada, Sleep Radio, Dear New Zealand. Favorites, tab, playing, link, JCL Asphalt, close advertisement, dimmed,
Hello,
JCL
I'm
has
John
links,
Watson,
driveways,
the owner of
surfacing,
Sleep Radio.
JCL Asphalt, close
Before we begin,
JCL,
we trust and
close advertisement,
of help
close
to
advertisement,
you and your
dimmed,
sleep. We have just a few
JCL
things
Asphalt,
to tell
close
you.
advertisement, dimmed,
Firstly, we highly
Simple
recommend you
page,
download
record,
and
just
use
press record,
our
Simple
free
Radio.
app. Not only does it have no
Simple Radio.
restrictions on the
Favorite
amount
playing,
of time
add to
that you
favorites.
can listen in,
Selected.
it also comes
Sleep
with a
Radio.
very handy sleep timer and a wake-up timer as well. You can also subscribe to our premium option if you're not keen on seeing or hearing advertising when you first open the app. Secondly, we now partner with both Sleep Phones and Good Morning Snore Solution. We highly recommend both these products to help you get great
Police say
night's
to carry this. Sleep Radio.
Lastly,
Heading.
this station is primarily funded by my wife and I, and the small number of donations that we receive. Donations of any amount to help keep us on air are greatly appreciated. Download links to our free app, our sleep aid product partners, and our donation page can be found on our website at sleepradio.co.nz. That website again is sleepradio.co.nz.
Sleep Radio. Police say open. Sleep. Calm. Radio.
So
Machine.
back.
Machine. Sandwich.
Get comfortable
Australian web selected.
and prepare
Favorites.
yourself
Tab. 1 of
for a
playing.
wonderful night.
Selected. Remove from favorite. Playing.
So this is what Sleep Radio from New Zealand sounds like. And if I keep listening to this for any length of time, I'm probably going to bloody crash all of a sudden. I'm just going to crash. This is what sleep radio sounds like. It literally makes you get very tired. Like you just want to crash and die for hours and fucking hours.
Favorites. Selected. Search. Tab. Favorites.
Okay, so
Tab.
that's what
1 of
sleep
3.
radio sounds like. So yeah, if you want to search for any radio on this earth, you can literally search from it in the search tab, which is bloody amazing. So yeah, I'll probably keep Apple Music. I'm just not subscribing to it at the moment because I want to wait till I've had enough of Netflix, and then when I'm not using Netflix anymore, I'll unsubscribe from that and resubscribe to Apple Music. Because that way I'm not forever spending heaps of money on apps that I don't use. And I won't be subscribing to TuneIn Radio because this simple radio works just as good. It has a slightly different layout, but it works just as well.
Simple Radio.
So, yeah.
WhatsApp. Doc. Page. Just press Recorder HQ.
Want a HQ.
Recorder HQ. Setting.
So yeah, there you have it. That's how I use my radio app, which I don't need to subscribe to every month just to get really decent music. I'm a bit disappointed that with Apple Music, actually, because you subscribe every single month, but once you unsubscribe, if you delete that app, you delete everything, which means, say one day I wanted to resubscribe to Apple Music, I would have to repurchase all of that music all over again. Like, what's the point in subscribing to an app that you have to then pay for the music? Once you've subscribed each month, you then have to purchase most music. And then once you delete it all, you've got to repurchase it again. I mean, that is just a waste of money. I know purchasing books is similar, but then again, you don't have to subscribe to books each month just to read a freaking book, or just to buy a bloody book. So I find it quite disappointing, to be quite honest with you. So apparently if I don't delete the music app, it won't delete any of my purchases, so when I resubscribe, I can literally get all my music back again, which will be fucking awesome. And I can just leave it in my iCloud library. But yeah, fancy paying $11 a month for music that you have to actually purchase in the first place. Like, yeah, what a rip-off. Same with subscribing to a bloody radio station, as in a radio app, when there's a dozen other apps that you don't even have to subscribe to, and you get the same radio stations for bloody free. So there you go, mate. You got to get your value for your buck in this world, otherwise you could be ripping yourself off of hundreds of dollars to maybe thousands of dollars a year, when you can bloody well avoid that at any cost if you try hard enough. You know, if you do enough research, you can avoid all those hidden costs. But don't get me started on that fucking Rage Against the Machine about finances, I can assure you, because that will piss me off and I will rave on for hours about that. I might be stingy with money, but I'm not about to waste money on bullshit that I can actually spend elsewhere on better stuff. You know, like, I can pay $10 per judo class. I can pay $10 for each judo class and spend, $60 a year on a membership for a few years until I've had enough, and then at least say, hey, it's well worth the money because now I have a few skills to keep my life in order. Like, I can invest money elsewhere where it's really valued, where it's going to last a lifetime. All these young people these days don't know how to invest money. They just spend it on bullshit stuff that's going to be obsolete tomorrow. God, you want to do investments where that investment will be around in 50 years' time, where life will have moved on, but your investment that you made 50 years ago still counts in your life today. So anyway, we're not going to carry on with this raving on for hours. And cash. How many times have I heard people say, oh, cash is going obsolete, I won't spend money using cash, I use credit or Apple Pay or whatever other online transaction that, yeah, I agree with, but okay, I only ever do online transactions, I never use cash. Okay, what happens if the bank closes down? What happens if you can't use your credit card or Apple Pay, or your phone goes flat, or you don't have your credit card on you? What are you going to do then? The same goes for your ID card, but at the same time, at least your ID card is active for at least 10 years. So, or whatever the activation period is before expiry. So, yeah. Just saying, You know, everyone goes, I don't use cash, I live in a cashless society. Well, no you don't. There is always cash to be had. People can steal cash. People can steal your credit card as well. People can steal your phone as well. I'm not saying that that is literally going to happen just because that's what I said. I'm just saying that that does and can happen. Not that it is going to definitely happen to each individual person, because most people get by without ever having any money stolen ever in their life. But what I'm trying to say is that cash sometimes is the be-all and end-all, especially where online transactions can fuck up. You know, like the bank can crash for a few days. What do you do when you need to buy $50 worth of groceries and you don't have money because you don't spend cash? Your money's all in your bank account and you've got to wait for 3 days or whatever amount of time before the bank is up and running again. And yet you might need to buy groceries tomorrow or the next day, and you can't go hungry over not having cash. Not that this would occur very often, but you don't sit back going, oh well, my life is comfortable, I'm not going to worry about the once-off problems that will affect me for a week, because then once they affect you for a week you think, oh Jesus, you know, I haven't encountered this issue before in my life, fuck, what am I going to do? Okay, always have money on you at some point, because maybe nothing is going to ever go wrong and you'll be fine, but one day something will happen, one day, that you think, thank God I've got bloody money on me because I can't use my goddamn credit card for a few days. What happens if your credit card gets damaged? You know, your debit card, whatever, gets damaged. You have to get a new, you know, card and get that one cancelled. Oh, that's right, I don't have cash on me. I can't buy any food. It's just that once-off thing that can happen these days that you've got to be cautious of, hoping it never happens. But you just have to be, you know, sure of yourself just in case. Because one day when that issue occurs, oh, okay, I've got $100 in my bedroom. Oh, I'll get it out and go to the shops this afternoon and spend it. I won't be able to buy food until, you know, a week and a half, you know, 8 or 9 days later. I better buy food today, and then I'll have, you know, enough food to last a couple of weeks until the bank is up and running again, or until I've got my new debit card or whatever kind of credit card or whatever to, you know, I can use that cash to hold me over till that problem is resolved. But you never know, nothing will ever happen and that cash will be there. Use it for the next day trip, for the next rainy day, for the next holiday. Just think of things like that. That's how I work everything out. And you think, oh, it's a pain in the bum. Well, it's not really, because one day you might be patting yourself on the back. So, yeah. Anyway, it looks like I've got this app working really well. This Recorder HQ app, which I'm quite happy with. I will probably keep video cams so that when I've got sighted people around me, they can help me do sighted videos. I will be keeping Just Press Record, and yeah, I don't really need any other apps at this stage. So I'm quite happy with how my phone is, and I've got the radio app that I don't need to subscribe to each month. It's quite freaking awesome.